Hello, my friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have missed this dynamic duo, but they are back, and I do not just want to talk about C60 Evo. I use it. I'm not just saying it. I use it. I believe in it. We have everything you can imagine. And wait till I tell you about the chapstick or the lip balm, which I'll talk about in a moment. We are a C60 EVO family. I use it. My wife uses it. I believe in it. I have seen differences you cannot market, and you cannot not market. You cannot imagine. Right now, there is something available, and I want to make sure that we have it known on our landing page. Go right here, c60evo.com/Lionel Nation. This is important. Not on the main website, right here, c60evo.com Lionel Nation. I'll have the link in the description. This you will not see anywhere else. This is incredible. C60evo.com Lionel Nation. That link unlocks the best holiday deal they have ever offered. 40% off their two best sellers when you buy six. No, wait. There's more, as they say on QVC. This is not a code or a gimmick. It is real. A perfect stash deal, a perfect gift deal, a way to take care of the most important and valuable person in your life. You. This is not a luxury. This is necessity. This is life. This is oxygen. Now, what do they offer? Pure ESS60 oils for focus, clarity, and energy. We'll explain. Skincare with ESS60 and UTH29. That's right. Open the pod bay doorbell. Al or Sal. Hal, UTH29. This was my attempt at a 2001 reference. And UTH29 peptides for visible renewal. They're inside our starter kit set is available as a single, a 2-pack, a 3-pack, or even a 6-pack. If you want vitality from the inside out, this is where you start. So listen to me right now. I want to say one more thing. Got to get this out of the way because sometimes we start talking and we forget this. Their subscriptions make it easier. I believe in the subscriptions. You can save 20% on monthly subscriptions, 15% on C60 EVO sets, and 25% on cases of 12. You heard me right. And these are not mystery ingredients. They have been manufacturing ESS60 in Houston for more than 30 years, and they guarantee it as safe for human consumption. You ever hear anybody else mention that? No, you just presume it. The testimonials say the same thing. Better energy, better focus, better stamina. I can't say enough. Clearer skins. Parents, professionals, pet owners, people coming back from burnout. They are all noticing a tremendous difference. So I wanted to get that out of the way. Does that kind of set the tone?
It did for sure.
And I'm not saying this. I got to tell you something. I'm not going to mention anything about other products that you hear about on. I say, okay, all of a sudden, somebody will say, Symbanastium. It's a natural mitochondrial diffusal, a biofuel. And you go, okay, yeah, I don't know what that is. And I'm not gonna talk about something I don't know. This works. This stuff works. So enough about me. Friends, where do we start?
Well, I love that that's your testimonial because we don't do shows to people that don't do our products. That's just the truth. And when I look around at the people talking about supplements, there's no shows other than probably us because we're pushy enough to get out to the world. It's this important to find something that's 125 times more powerful than vitamin C in a peer reviewed test. You take it on a spoon before noon and you put it in your mouth. I mean, that's it. That's the whole workout. You don't have to walk, sweat, do any classes. You just take a spoon, which I happen to have here, and you pour it up and you put it in your mouth, and you will have energy, flexibility. I mean, it really is noticeable. And we are getting testimonials from head to toe that just delight us every day.
Now, before I just want to tell you that you have become more than this. We've become friends, and not because of. Listen, I've been doing this for 35 years. I don't get. I mean, wonderful clients and people I deal with, but I don't. We didn't know them. But you are special. You are special because you believe in this. And when I first heard it, I got to tell you, I was like, okay, yeah, right. Yeah, okay, olive oil. Yeah, sure. Whatever. Wrong. Two stories. Number one, I told you I had this thing on my leg. I don't want to go into it. And nothing was working. Nothing helped. Nothing. This is it. This is it. This is the Rich Body Cream Tangerine. I just put this on. I like to slather this on just so people would say, what is that? Whatever it was, whatever this fungating thing was on my calf, it is fine. And I use it. You know, it's funny, Chris, as we get older, I'm a lot older than you. Let me tell you something. I was born during the Coolidge administration, and men are not into moisturizing. That's for women. Women, every night, they're lathering this. My legs were looking like some kind of between a croc and alligator or some kind of weird sloth. I don't know what it was. Scaly, just dry. The humectants, the whatever it is in this is incredible. And then finally, this one. I had a cracked lip, so help me God. I thought, is this some kind of stigmata? Is this some religious thing? It won't go away. People were making pilgrimages just to see my lip. Nothing worked. I do this chap thing and chapstick. This is it. C60 Evo lip renewal. This I am hooked. And I think it's turned into a kind of a habit. It's like a signal. It's like people think I'm vaping. I think, no, it's for my lip. Incredible stuff. Enough about me. Enough about me. Your product is just, Chris, before we begin, which is stupid because we're 8 minutes into this. I know you were a logodedalist, you were a sesquipedalian, and you and I talk about words and the power of words. And this one's for you, buddy. Floxy-nosny hilipilification. I put this up right for you, please. This is our code word. If you use this in the, you'll get a extra
correctly.
Yes. You have to use it in a sense, and you have to spell it in alternative function. This is for you. Floxy-nosny hilipilification. When the action of estimating something is worthless. So my thoughts regarding these other products is a floxy-nosny hilipilification because I think they're all worthless except for yours. So anyway, enough about that.
We love it.
Your enthusiasm. I always love joining you, expanding my vocabulary, sometimes painfully. That word, as an example, is amazing. And your testimonials about the product are so powerful. We really appreciate you. What I will share for anybody who doesn't know, like what we're talking about is this molecule. I'm holding up a model of a molecule. If you happen to just be listening, imagine a soccer ball where the lines on the soccer ball represent the bonds between the carbon atoms. You have a spherical molecule of 60 carbon atoms. The molecule was discovered in 1985. The scientists who discovered it won the Nobel Prize for the discovery of this molecule. And they actually thought the molecule would be toxic, which is scary since we're talking about a health supplement. And you've given such nice testimonials already. So they put it, because they thought it was toxic, they put it in a toxicity study. Instead of being toxic, the test subjects that they gave it to, in this case Wistar rats, lived 90% longer than the control group. So the single longest longevity experimental result on mammals in history, peer-reviewed published research, is because of this molecule dissolved in a high-quality extra virgin olive oil. I'm very proud to share that our lab provided the material, and our lab is mentioned in that original study. I think what we're excited today to share, we're always excited to share lots of different things, but today we're about to embark on a migraine study. We're doing a migraine study. Now, we can't claim that we affect migraines. In fact, now is probably the perfect time to say that the FDA has not evaluated our product. It is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease. What I'll share with you is at least one or two testimonials of why we're doing a migraine study, right? Not claiming that this will happen for you, claiming we're doing a migraine study because of this. My example is I am, in fact, the geeky guy you see in front of you. I have a spreadsheet back to 2014 that was tracking my migraines. I used to get 4 or 5 migraines per year. The reason I was tracking them is because migraines are extreme. I don't know if Lionel, if you've ever had a migraine. I know Patty hasn't. They're horrible. It's go to bed, get under the covers, turn off all the lights, make sure there's no noise because they're so painful. So I'm trying to
Do you
track
get
these.
it? Do you get it? What is your aura? When do
Yeah.
you know one is coming on? Do you have letters that you sometimes see? There are analogs to epilepsy where normally my sister had them. If she's reading something and all of a sudden it seems like they're chopping off the letters, she knows it's coming. That means I've got to go, get ready because the tsunami is going to hit you. It's debilitating. It's like the word depression. It doesn't. It's overused. It's horrible. It's a
It's
torture.
absolutely horrible. In fact, I'll describe mine, right? Mine were as debilitating as you just described. So when I first started taking this product in 2018, I didn't get a migraine for 18 months, right? So I should have had, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 migraines at this point. When I did get a migraine at that point, it was because I stopped taking the product to join our sleep study. So we have a crossover sleep study where you have to cycle on and off the product. By the way, the results of that study are pretty fantastic. It's a small cohort, but 100% of the people who have gone through that study have reported improvements in sleep. Already, that would probably have some positive impact on migraines. I will share in all transparency, because I'm always transparent, is that I still do get migraines. I get about 1 or 2 a year. Here's what they look like now, though, and this addresses what you asked, Lionel. The aura for me starts on the fringes, and it's kind of a broader, like, I don't know, something's coming, right? Like,
Right.
something wicked this way come. I don't know, that movie popped into my head. And what I get is a little sliver of aura, which is like a little part of my field of vision that looks like a kaleidoscope. And it kind of migrates into the center of my vision. And now this happens 1 or 2 times a year. I can work through it. Right? I could record a podcast.
Wow.
I could, honestly, it's really hard to read. I don't know if you've tried to read through a kaleidoscope. That is not something that is easy to do.
That was in the 70s, and I'd rather not go into that again. A long time ago, and I made a mistake, and I've atoned for it. No, but I know what you mean, though.
Right? So I could, if I had to, I could actually read by reading on the edges of the kaleidoscope and seeing the actual letters.
Right.
And that frankly hurts a little bit. It hurts to make that kind of focus. And then it goes away about 15 minutes. Compare that to, in bed, in the dark, no sound, no light, like that. It's night and day.
Right.
And so that's one of the testimonials of why we're doing this study on migraines. I'm pretty excited about it. So that's the first thing that popped into my head.
And Patty, the best thing is if somebody, what I always tell people is that just is it, like, for example, an entry level. 2 things I think people should have. There's the skin part about it, which is wonderful. Nobody's ever put it on their skin and yelled, ah! It's always that you immediately feel it. So that's good. And that may not sell you because, let's face it, sometimes an emollient, a salve, an ointment is good. But what I find interesting is that this is the easiest. See, I'm a believer in a couple of things. Flax seeds every day, 2 tablespoons of that, and this. It is the most painless thing to do. Here we go. Boom. That's it. I'm done. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Tell me you don't tell me you're too busy for that. Tell me you're like, no, I'm not sure. Tell me. No gym membership. And then ask yourself, do you feel better? Can you think of something that you're doing? Are you wasting time? This is because let me just say something. When you take it, you feel like, okay, is this Mr. Placebo coming over? Am I just? It's like, well, this is some hell of a placebo. It's been, I don't know when I first met you guys, but I've been placeboing this every morning and feeling great. So this is a hell of a placebo. And I mean, if this is imaginary, if this is psychosomatic or psychotic or whatever, then bring it on. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah. So I have an immediate story that happened yesterday on the air. We work with another influencer named Gary Franchi, Next News Network. He's got a big audience, 2.3 million people. And we didn't know, because we didn't ask, if he had migraines in the past. But I sent all of you guys this week and last week an email that said, we're doing a research study on migraines, and, laid some facts out and different studies that we're doing, because Chris and Rob do a lot of research. And when it comes to anything with this molecule that won the Nobel Prize in 1996, they're the lab that's delivering and probably paying for these experiments and tests to prove the validity of our claims and the claims of our testimonials, which are endless. So we're live on the air with Gary, and the show dropped yesterday, Sunday. And we're talking about migraines, and all of a sudden he got a little bit quiet, and he said, I got to tell you, I'm really bummed because I ran out of my Evo a few days ago, and I'm really sad about it. So I said, turn your bottle upside down. Let's see what goes in the cap, and you can suck it out while we're on the air. So he starts kind of wincing, but we didn't really notice anything. And all of a sudden, 30 minutes into the show, he stops us and he goes, I wasn't going to say anything, but I really have to. So Chris and I are like, uh-oh, what? And he had taken the lid off of his almost empty bottle, and we saw him kind of sucking the lid clean. And he also had an almost empty 8-ounce bottle. So I said, turn both your bottles over and, lick the lids. So he said, I was actually starting to get my halo. And we went, oh no, what? He said, I was actually, as we're talking about migraines, starting to get my first migraine in a while. Haven't had any since taking your product. And we're like, oh my gosh, another one. And he said, all I did was lick it out of the cap. And within minutes, it was gone. The halo, the kaleidoscope completely disappeared. Now, he said, I was worried I wasn't going to be able to do the interview. We're live. He did it. So it was all recorded, and he goes, folks, this is not, me making a promo. This really happened. And he's like, God, I feel so good. And it was the most mind-boggling instant shift from that aura moment to,
Right.
oh, wow. No ice, no drugs, no shots, no pills, no nothing, no massage.
And what's interesting right now, in case I always think of somebody who just tuned in. Like somebody just tuned in, they said, what is this? You got this guy in a lab coat. We have this seemingly intelligent woman in the front and this lunatic on the left. And then all of a sudden he says, here's Patty says, you take this, turn it upside down, you lick the lid, lick the label. You lick that dry, lick it. And I'm thinking, what is this? Is this like that frog that you lick the back of? Anyway, but the point is, when you are out of this, I don't want to make all these drug references, but some people have talked about going through the carpet looking for Parmesan cheese. This is like, oh no, this is out. Oh no, come on, baby. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. Come on. And when it's out, you go through these most unique ways of getting the last drop. It's that good. I know people are saying, you're just saying. So you know what? Get some of this. Patty, if somebody right now says, all right, lay it on me. Give me an introductory or what would you recommend? Something that'll just like a good starter kit, because there's so many wonderful packages. What would you recommend?
Well, I'm going to make it real easy because we have 2 top sellers that are effortless. But I want to say something about your statement that you just said, because when Gary said, what a difference, and I don't ever want to be off this product, a lot of people went, oh, it's addictive. And it's like, no. What it is it's something that actually instantly and within a week probably makes you feel and look considerably better. That's what we are hooked on, is that essence of healing. We can't say healing. There's so many words. We have to be careful to wordsmith.
Can you do this? Can we do air quotes? Can we say healing? I mean, will that make any difference to anyone? Can we say, how about feeling?
Boosting your overall wellness, we can say. So I'm going to give it that one, but it is so noticeable so quickly. And like you're right, like you just take this and your day is different. And if you forget it, you will notice, but it's not about, oh my God, I'm going to, jonesing. What it is that you go, wait, I want more energy and I want my mind sharp. And those are the 2 immediate things. And Chris will talk about why we feel that. I think it's important is that there's so much mitochondria in the brain that we are cleaning. It's a detox product, but this is it. This is our number one, and it's what people should start with, is the C60
Absolutely.
Evo organic extra virgin cold pressed olive oil. And I want to say our olive oil is not generic. It is from a farm in Tunisia. Like, we really buy specifically excellent, potent olive oil. And then we make the ESS60, which is a naturally occurring molecule, but there's not enough in nature. So Chris and Robert are manufacturing it in the lab at the highest levels of cleanliness and purity, whereas they've been doing it for 34 years. I know he doesn't look old enough with his mohawk and perfect skin, but they've been at it since 1991, where they were selling to research institutions around the world industrial C60. And industrial carbon 60 is for tires, ink, batteries, photocells, expensive ones, because the product is very expensive to make. Even though we own the lab, they have to burn graphite rods at the heat of the sun in an inner chamber. I mean, it is complicated, massive Star Wars looking machine to my eyes. But they have an immaculate lab that blew my mind, and they flew me there. And when we first met, because they've got the lab, the only one in the world making clean ESS60 for people and pets, whereas they also still sell the industrial grade for ink batteries, but they won't do that for people and
Now,
pets.
you've inspired this. First of all, this is what's so great about Chris. He's one of these people who very carefully says, no, we're not saying that. Not that it's not, is not that it couldn't be true, but no, we're not saying that. Thank God for this. Because I've heard people who, and I'm sorry, I don't even want to go through it. I've heard everything from diet. Some people feel that as long as you feel the spirit of health, I can say whatever I want. Yeah, and you will be free from cancer and free. Like, wait a minute, hold it. You're going too far there. And people will say this because they don't necessarily feel the pinch of any kind of sanction. And I've heard this. I don't want to go through this. But also there's something which is, and this is where Chris and I think would dig each other. I was an organic chemistry fan, and I remember the first time, because organic chemistry is carbon.
Yep.
And when I saw the benzene ring and toluene and this and the Collins test and bromyl this and synthesizing this, it is the most fascinating molecule where the carbons are, by virtue of how they repel each other, they take these wonderful shapes, which are exactly what geometry would do if you were to push them as far away from each other and still maintain some integrity. By the way, when this goes to show you, when cis and trans in political parlance was talking about, I'm thinking about cis trans isomers and dextrorotatory and levorotatory and how we would look at these things. I mean, this is organic chemistry is fascinating. That's what this is. This is not something that's synthesized. This is what God has provided. And that I'm going to stand by that one, my friend, and you can't stop me.
I agree.
It is pretty amazing. The thing that just popped into my head is a lot of people ask, hey, how quickly might I notice something with the product, right? And we think in terms of, well, our most consistent testimonial is people take it in the morning, they report mental focus and energy during the day, and then better sleep that night. And remember, for all of the head-to-toe testimonials that we have, if you just got better sleep, it could explain it. We think there's more, but that alone could explain it. I mean, sleep is good for your mental, physical, and emotional well-being.
Yes.
So that alone could explain it. So the way we kind of break down the first 3 months on the product, month one, you're really kind of experiencing that focus and energy. The testimonials that I'll share here is a lady, an influencer. She actually sent us a video. She took the product in the morning. In the video that she recorded that evening, she shared, I didn't finish my cup of coffee. Now, if you're a coffee drinker, you know that noticing you didn't finish your cup of coffee is a big deal. And two, the fact that you didn't finish your cup of coffee is a big deal. I used to be a 2 to 3 cup of coffee per day person. I'm now more of like a half a cup or a cup. It's more about the experience of making the cup of coffee in the morning and drinking it, etc. I will also share there's very good data on if you replace saturated fats with olive oil, which is a healthy fat, there are weight loss ramifications. So that's kind of month one. Month two, it's kind of more into the sleep. The reason we think it takes into month two is because everyone gets a little bit more or a little bit less of sleep every day, and to attribute it to the product that they started is kind of hard for people. At about month two, it really lands. The testimonial I'll share that kind of sits in that is my business coach shared that for the first 50 years of his life, he needed an alarm clock to wake up. When he started taking this formula, he no longer needs the alarm clock, right? So, and again, I mentioned he's a business coach, so he's having late night mixers, business dinners, none of that matters, except for one thing. If he doesn't get the product for about 10 days, then he starts to need the alarm clock in order to wake up. And then finally, we think of our product as reducing the negative impact of stressed mitochondria, and we could get into that a little bit. Let's just be realistic. This means that we believe the product is working at the subcellular level, not just the cellular level, but inside of the actual cells, inside of the actual mitochondria. And in that case, you see systemic results. We have head-to-toe testimonials supported by this concept. And we have to be really careful, right, when we start talking about, the testimonials that we have that start happening at the 3-month mark. But I will share, my father-in-law used to have a cane, and when he started taking the product, he was able to walk without the cane. Now, not because of our product, he ended up losing weight because now he's walking more, right, having more exercise. And that's kind of the systemic things that you might notice at month 3.
Well, and also when you think about this, especially when you get older, now, Patty, you wouldn't know about this, but for some of us codgers and coots, I'm noticing some of my friends that they have their stash when they were younger was something they can maybe put into the side cushion of a car. Now they've got these pills, and they take these pills all day. And I ask people, "Do you feel better?" And they say, "No, not really sure why, but I take them en masse, and I take them collectively, and I hope they work. And I think if your doctor gives you pills, you should do that." Yeah, but sometimes this is a very important because they're it's very, very critical. And I'm not one of these people who poo-poos pharmacopoeia, whatever you want to call it. But so when we take this and spend good money for this, and we don't feel immediate results, we say, "Well, that's the way it goes." But when you take this, and people say, "All right, I don't see lightning bolts yet," they say, "Would you calm down? This takes a period of time." If you don't feel something, put it this way. Nobody's ever said, "I felt terrible after I'm saying this or taking this." Well, that's out of the equation. But I'm telling you, you'll ask yourself, "I feel better." Whatever the reason, I don't want it to stop.
Yeah.
And for little things. And if you get chapped lips, let me tell you something. This petroleum slather stuff, that especially now right during the cold, and also when people are cold, they sleep with their mouth open, they get cracked. I'm telling you, this is the greatest stuff in the world. So listen, anybody who knows me, I hate BS. I don't tell people stuff unless I've tried it, unless I believe in it, whether you like it or not. And this, I believe, this is great stuff. And also, you live and breathe this. This is a call. I don't want to get corny about this, but I think Patty and Chris, this is almost like a calling. I don't want to say it's a religion. It's not a religion, but it's a spiritual, and I think it's a focused commitment to making people in the world better, spiritually, actually, somatically, psychologically, spiritually, whatever you want to call it. Am I going too far in that assessment?
No, I totally agree. And I love that you went there, because what we know is that we're detoxing the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of every cell. And the brain has more mitochondria by far than any other part of the body, 2 million mitochondria per cell, whereas the rest of the body, excluding blood, has none, has 50 to 5,000 mitochondria per cell. So the brain is like loaded. Well, also that little pineal gland back there is like the rear end of the brain, is also filled with mitochondria. And we have calcified it over the years with the water, the air, everything that we've ingested and that we experience and that we feel. So on a spiritual level, that beautiful pineal gland, that little pine cone back there that supposedly connects us with God and our higher selves, is also being detoxed with C60 Evo. And detox is my word. Chris is far more scientific with about 65 words compared to my one, detox. But I keep it simple because there's a lot of people that don't speak science like you mastermen. So for me, it's all about this spoonful in the morning, and I can do 10 shows a day and be fully focused, fully energized. My mom is 96. I'm going to brag. My mom is 96, and she still remembers things from when I was 10 without any effort. Her mind is so sharp. Her only problem is everybody's dying around her. And, she's the one that's still on fire because she takes C60 Evo. Her helper in her 50s, a lovely woman that comes in 5 days a week. I said, have you tried the Evo? And she said, well, no, it's for your mom. And I said, please take a spoonful. Let me know how you like it. Do it for a few days. And if you like it, I'll send you some also. She calls me a few days later, and I thought, why is she calling me? She said, you didn't know, but I've lived with migraine headaches for years, decades. And I have to go get a shot every 3 months. It is so debilitating. And I just was like, what? You're with my mom 5 days a week, demand more? And you're with headaches? How do you do that? She said, it hasn't been easy. But the minute I took your product, she said, it went away and I haven't had a migraine since. So I've copied her. Every time I send my mom a bottle, I send her one also. Now it's been a year. Not one. No more shots.
Now, here's what I'm sorry. Here's what we're going to do. Holiday seasons are upon us. Now, Patty, this is your department here.
Mm-hmm.
What is available if somebody goes to C60Evo.com / by the way, Chris, a slash is a solidus or a virgule. Remember that? There'll be a test. If somebody goes to C60, somebody goes to C60Evo.com / Lionel Nation. Only on our landing page, as the kids call it. Patty, what are they looking at and what can they enjoy?
Well, they'll learn about the product somewhat, and they'll see this dashing picture of you. But they'll also find the first ever special that we've done for 40% off, which is wholesale price. People typically have to buy 5 cases from us. A case is 12 to get 40% off. But Chris threw it out and I grabbed it like a fish hook. And I went quickly to my person and I said, let's put it in print. So it's only on our landing pages for our influencers, but we are offering our 2 top offerings. And if you buy 6 of them, you're going to get 40% off. If you buy 2, you get a discount. 3, but 6, 40% off. I'm not sure why Chris said yes, but people are jumping on it. We're selling a lot of 6-packs.
Well, you know how he is. He gets like that, and we're not going to question him as long as because it benefits society and humanity. Unless don't look a gift horse in the mouth, whatever the heck that means.
Well, he doesn't look old enough really to know any better.
Oh, don't kid yourself.
I will share the really thought process is as we think about this as a 3-month product, 3 for somebody, 3 for somebody to share. And so let's deeply discount it and make that a possibility.
Yay. So the gift is either a bottle of the olive oil, which is the number 1. That's incredible. 6 of these, 40% off. Or we have our beautiful facial serum, which comes in this ridiculously nice box. Revive, replenish, rejuvenate. It's got a base of chia seed oil, which I don't think any other facial serum does. We really came up with an amazing recipe for this formula. And I laugh because everybody I give a bottle to as a gift calls me the next morning. I expect the call now. If it doesn't come, I'm like, huh. But the call always comes, come on, how can it work this fast? And I just go, yep, you're welcome. And then they, enjoy it. But again, when people start with these products that are natural, good for your body, ingredients that you understand, it's so much easier than buying the really expensive facial products where the ingredients are questionable and, they might be from all these exotic countries and monkeys. But on the other hand, I'd rather have fruit and seeds and organic on my face, in my body. So the inside and out set is that second offering, because when you take it on the inside and you put it on your face, or your hands or your scars or whatever, you're going to see really beneficial results quickly. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
My wife and I sauntered into one of these. I'm not going to mention the name, but it was one of these, perfume and what am I trying to say? The goop lanolin like things. It's a place to get stuff like a beauty aids place.
a
And first of
shishi
all,
fufu,
pardon me.
shishi fufu place.
Well, Gesundheit, you do when you clean it up. Wear a long coat, nobody will notice, and when you hit the bridge, wave. But we walked in, the smell. But I'm looking at this stuff, and you're seeing. I don't even know what this is, and they're charging through the roof for this. And it's because it's a small amount that people are paying for it. Listen, it's a free country. Do what you want. This works. And if you try this and you honestly can't say, you know what, I feel better. If you honestly, then there's something very, very wrong with you. And I don't say that about anything. I love this. I believe in it. This is every single day. 1 tablespoon. That's it. That's it. End of discussion. I'm done. Not pouring it on. Which if you want, it's up to you. But it's that simple. That simple. And this, for my cracked lips, oh my God, thank God for this. So to you, to Patty and Chris, it is always, I always have so much fun just talking with you, and also just because this is fun. We're not supposed to, I don't want this to be like this
We're
drudgery.
supposed to.
Because health and I think spiritual enlightenment and revivification, I think should be fun. Any final words, dear friends?
I want to suggest that no matter what you're interested in or the deal or not the deal, sign up for a monthly subscription to get 20% off. You can cancel tomorrow. We don't care. But we want you to get a discount. So you go in for a generous price. And last year we were at 53% of our customers were regular resubscribes. We're up to 70% now because people don't quit. Now, in my opinion, when I look at our customers around the world, yesterday we sold to Germany and New Zealand. I mean, your shows, their shows, we're really getting out across the world. And I don't see anybody else selling products at all like ours that are doing shows, because it's up to you guys to be taking the products and improving your lives. And your audience is like, yeah, he does look better. Yeah, he is really sharp for being younger than Patty, but still older. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe how old I am. And thank God for this product, because, man, my life has been tested repeatedly, but I'm partners with the lab. We make the good stuff, and we're the only lab in the world making the evolution of the industrial grade ESS60, which is elemental safe spheres. Elemental safe spheres for people.
I've got all their albums.
It could be.
And Chris, what about you, my friend, from the scientific aspect of it?
Well, I just want to share, so happy to connect with you. Have so much fun on the show. You're such a big proponent of the product, and we really appreciate that. You're going into the kind of flu and cold season now, right? And a lot of people's go-to is vitamin C, right? Oh, drink some orange juice, take some vitamin C, whether it's that emergency stuff, whatever. Just know that there's peer-reviewed published research that shows this to be 125 times more powerful than vitamin C. So I can share, every now and then you get that tickle in the back of your throat, that something's coming. Everybody in my family just reaches for the C60 Evo, takes a shot, and it just almost never manifests. It's great to have this available.
Well, again, remember this. I'm going to put the link on the description section and in the comment section. C60evo.com/solid as Virgo. Lionel Nation. I am telling you, you will be so happy, so proud, so pleased with yourself that you listen. And let's all hold up our talisman.
Cheers.
Hold it up to the spirits. Thank you, oh great carbon atom. Anyway, my dear friends, thank you so much. Happy holidays to you. And I tell you, the best part about this is having you not only as associates and business, whatever it is, but as friends. And I mean that sincerely. Thank you so much. All the best to you. C60evo.com/Lionel. Until we meet again, friends.
Stay well.
Indeed.